Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Rays, and today we're going to be talking about the new banners that are coming to global, see? No, I'm tired. It's almost 1 a.m. here and I just finished streaming, so of course, what a better time to do a video about something. So today, I am going to be talking about the new global banners that were just announced. Well, banner, but there's a couple of step-ups, so let's count it as multiple so that my statement is correct. Now, people on Global have been waiting a long time for Yuraisha to show up. Obviously, you've had different buffers such as Zargaboth as well as CG Nickel. CG Nickel, whose 7-star was quite delayed out. You got Elfim, who turned out to be pretty mediocre. However, Elfim's enhancements are a giant win. But with all of that being said, is this banner something you should be going for? Now, I do follow global news quite closely, so I do know about what is expected to be coming into the future. Obviously, Axstar is a very big banner, but is more physical DPS, so it doesn't really pertain so much to this. The big question is just, why is my camera falling? The big question here is whether or not you need a new buffer, and so some of you may be wondering, is CG Nickel good enough and Zargaboth good enough to keep me going? Yes, probably. More than likely, Nickel has some really good elemental buffs that are just good for a lot of future trials, and as such, you don't have to be so worried about replacing him outright. Zargaboth, on the other hand, has good elemental protection and some decent buffs, so he is pretty good too. But there is no doubt in my mind that Yuraisha is better than both of them. Yuraisha is just a more focused buffer who does that job particularly well, especially with her Limit Burst, which is insanely powerful as a 7-star for giving your units a lot of stats as well as a lot of survivability in fights. Yuraisha is a unit that I just really love. I never got a full 6 or a full 7-star of her. I only ever got one copy, and that was just because I UOC'd her. She's just one of the units that doesn't really like me and isn't showing up. But I like her, and that's why I would recommend her. Honestly, I wouldn't say go broke for her. She's a permanent in the pool rainbow, and I mean, you can always get her off of a 5-star EX ticket, however bad the odds are at this point. Yuraisha is a very good unit and would be an upgrade for anyone with Nickel, or Zargaboth, who is waiting for the enhancements for CG Nickel, basically. And, assuming that Global does get Primrose eventually, then that's the one you should be aiming for, or Elfim's enhancements. But in between there just aren't really a ton of buffers. Let's say if Primrose doesn't come up and there's no Global exclusive, outside chance, I will admit, but still. I would say that Yuraisha is a pretty good investment to throw some tickets at. Yuraisha is not a bad unit. She has a good TMR, which is basically Spirit and HP. Here, let's just scroll up the hard way. We'll come back to those in a second. But no global enhancements doesn't really surprise me. She was a powerful unit when she came out on JP. She's still a fairly powerful buffer that has been slightly outdated by some of the other newer units, but still, Wisdom of Hest, just Spirit and MP and boost defense and Spirit every turn. It's just a solid TMR to get your hands on. And Yuraisha's Hairpin, obviously, if you got Kryla's Super TMR, this is less valuable, but this is still a pretty good Spirit booster. And given that there are new Spirit Chainers, only not like the Phoenix and Tiger unit that came out, Spirit is always valuable into the future, and getting a hat like this is not bad at all. Other than that, Yuraisha's kit is just nice. She has good elemental protection. She has good, barriers. She's just really good. That's all I gotta say about her. But let's talk about the other unit that kind of surprised everyone, which is Karlotte. And yes, I know Global renamed her. I will never call her Karlotte. I'm a JP player, and it's a better name anyway. So, Karlotte is an absolutely fantastic unit. I don't know if I can really explain this enough for global players of just how good she is. And I'm not just saying that because I have her and Super TMR. Her TMR is even getting a global buff, which is great because it's unstackable on global. So this kind of completes the Magic True Dual Hand that global was kind of wanting. Magic Charger, boost magic when equipped with a single weapon. It's 75% on JP, so it's pretty much guaranteed to be 100% on global. If it's anything more than 100%, holy shit. But yeah, for a lot of mages, until True Dual Wield becomes a thing with mages, which isn't going to be for a while, True Dual Hand is very good for mages. So this is just a fantastic TMR to get your hands on. And Super TMR, I don't need to explain why this Super TMR is fantastic. It's not the defense, it's not the MP. 60 magic and 60 attack means that this is great for basically every physical or magical or hybrid DPS, and that's a big thing. It's great for all of those. I would recommend going on the Karlotte step up just so you can start moving towards getting this Super TMR. I have the Super TMR. It is never not on whatever DPS I'm using. It is just fan-friggin-tastic. I love this thing to death. Can't give it enough thumbs up. Karlotte herself, however, well, we'll talk about her kit in a second because I can actually show her off. But I actually really like the archer's design. I'm just going to give that, you know. And this unit, just a nice little accessory for attackers. But yeah, looking back up to it, we are looking at 2 versions of the step-ups, limited to 2 per player, no guarantees on them, which... Okay, it's not CG Sid, but these 2 units are probably, I would say, better than CG Sid in some aspects anyway. So I could kind of understand, but I don't approve of it. Because it's better for you guys if you guys are getting guaranteed rainbows for going on these. Still, 5-time upgrade is good for anybody who wants to really try for these. 1200 lapis, I believe, is the total cost. 5,000 plus 3,050 is 8,050, but it's 1050. Yeah, it's 1,200. Okay, I guess 1,100 step-ups are dead. I don't really approve of the step up. I like the CG Sid one better because it gave you a guaranteed, but... No, well, it gave you a guaranteed rainbow, but it wasn't necessarily Sid. Sorry. But still, really like... I really like both of these units, so the step ups being there are just kind of nice. Keep in mind that Karlotte was also a unit that was a pay-for unit on JP, meaning that as you spent money, you got tickets that you could summon her with. Guaranteed, but... tiny bit expensive. So yeah, that's why Karlotte is just so strong for TMR and Super TMR. So for global players, this is kind of a benefit for you. I'm not going to say it's an absolute perfect thing, because I know somebody's going to get angry in the comments, but it's still a really nice way to potentially get a unit that was just a pay-for unit in JP. So yeah, I'll give that a thumbs up. But talking about Karlotte, I'm going to show mine off. Basically, she has really high magic that you can potentially get up to. I've built mine less as a hybrid, more as just pure magic. 2863 is what I was able to get up with a lot of Super TMRs. I have magic Super TMRs. I use them. I also have her own Super TMRs, so... But this is the potential magic that you can get up to. Her attacks are primarily hybrid attacks. She does have a lot of magic accessible to her, which is kind of nice too. Her elemental range is good enough that you can use it in a lot of different trials because she just is capable of doing that. She also has a fair amount of chaining options too. She has natural double cast with ways to unlock triple cast, and her chaining ranges from basically quick hit chaining, so for any of you Jet users out there, or Titus users, or Queen users, although you need a water elemental to really get the most out of that. Her wind as well as lightning are basically AT chaining, which AT chaining becomes important into the future, so she does have a future for chaining, and she can chain with some people in the past. She also has elemental debuffs too of 100% for her elements, so that is pretty strong. That also buff her other attacks. So she has a neat little kit, and of course she has AR chaining, the 30 hits chaining that is thunder and lightning. So good for anybody with Kanshira out there. Just nice chaining partner. The only problem that I have with Karlotte is the fact that her double and triple casting cannot chain this ability. Hurts a bit. Actually hurts a fair bit. But yeah, really powerful hybrid attack that can unlock triple cast, as well as a big debuff for a lot of different elements all at once. Means that Karlotte does have some really nice magic DPS. We'll just go in and show her off, kind of. Also, I have Primrose, so I can, you know, show what a nice Yuraisha-like buff would be. Whoops. That's Nagi. Nagi gets her video very soon. Buff. Buff. Pretty sweet with buffs. 3,000 magic. And yes, I know on the JP people, I know we can get higher than that. Shush. Anyway, her chaining options, you know, she starts the battle with triple cast, providing that she has her own TMR. Let's just show off the different types of chaining that she has without any elemental debuffs. So her fire hit is just basically one hit. She's got some backloaded damage, which is really good. Basically kind of the thing that you want with Chainer. Again, the only thing I really wish is that her AR chaining was multicastable, then we'd be pretty much gold here. But yeah, it's a bit of a nitpick when it comes right down to it. So honestly, I really quite like her. Her kit is pretty interesting by just bouncing around off different abilities and giving modifiers up. Also, I'm just gonna flat also just like I really want to do this. I just want to show off her animations in all their glory. God, they're cool, man. Like, this is just one of the best looking sprites in the entire game, and I love that it's a red mage too, because I feel like red mages just don't get good representation in games. Limit Burst is just really awesome too as well. All our elements in a single one, and a pretty cute little victory animation. So yes, both Yuraisha and Karlotte I would give thumbs up for different reasons. Yuraisha is just a really, really good buffer that will be good into the future. Karlotte has just the most amazing TMR, super TMR animations, and also just, you know, some really good magic DPS. So if you're taking a look, if your mages are feeling a little outdated, if you're looking for maybe a chaining partner with AT in the future that's not physical based, so because you don't have enough physical based equipment and you're looking to use, you know, magic and physical chainers together, she's pretty cool. I like her a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say for you guys on Global. I'll see you next time for another video, and of course, as always, best of luck to anybody pulling out there. Yeah, I like this banner. Of course, Axstar is probably so close. See you next time.